What's up, y'all? We're back with another video. It's been a minute since we've been this intimate back in our original setting. I've been so out and about, I've been so busy, but that is good. Business is good, I am good. Besides my little journey I've been on, which you can see in my old videos, everything is great. Life is just great. But we're not gonna waste any time. Y'all already know what it is. It is the Selling the OC review with the Realtor. So let's get right into it. Okay, so we're back with another real estate reality show review. This time it is Selling the OC, which premiered on Netflix like mid-August, no, maybe even September. It's been for a couple weeks, so yeah, you could go check it out if you haven't seen it. But I want to start by saying they really set the bar with this one because they're actually working, and I totally appreciate it. They took a different angle than all the other shows. I mean, of course everybody's working, but this, I feel like the challenges were different. Like, for one, they were starting a brand new show. The brokerage was brand new in the city, and it was brand new people. Like, everything about this was completely new, and I feel like that is what set it so different. The fact that they were talking about door knocking, the fact that they were talking about like people really hadn't had listings, like it was so many new experiences for everybody, and I love that. This was a whole new tone. So now I'm super excited. I'm ready for season 2. As always, we know it starts like a little dramatic, and then, I mean, it starts off good, then gets a little dramatic. But also what I really liked about this season was the episodes weren't just hour-long drama. Like, some were like 10 minutes of work and then 45 or, because an hour. So like 15 minutes of work and then 45 minutes of drama. I loved how the shows were short, nice and sweet. 30 minutes, so you get 15 minutes of work and 15 minutes of drama, which I love that about this premiere. I mean, for one, as everybody knows, I'm in LA, so Orange County, let me tell y'all, this is like the uppity class. Like, it is a beach city, so this is like Baywatch. Like, these are these type of people, and it's not anything discriminatory or racist, but this is like the upper class of the upper class. Like, this is the 1% that lives in these places. So yeah, as you saw, they were dealing with a lot of tech people from, you know, like Simi Valley, like up and coming tech guys. So it was a lot of, you know, people that I don't even think anybody was looking for like a vacation home. I think all these people were living in the home, so that was a really great thing. Okay, so everybody wants to know, obviously we watched this show for the drama on top of the selling the actual real estate. So I will say episode 1 and 2, I loved Alex Hall and Polly. I just was like, oh, they're go-getters. Like, I could already see it in them. I hated the other two Alexes, Jarvis and Rose, Alex Rose. I hated them because I could see that they were a little snobby and like, you know. But by episode 8, or not even episode 8, by episode 6 or 7, I literally, it flipped. I was in love with Jarvis and Rose, and I hated Alex, Hall, and Polly. And I mean, because as the whole scenario played out, I was just like, wow. Like, Alex, Hall, and Polly, don't be mad at these two girls because they're not in the office to play. Like, they were the ones door knocking. They said they got a $26 million listing from door knocking. Now, anybody in the real estate world knows that door knocking is the hardest part. It's one of the hardest producing activities because somebody actually has to answer the door. For them to even say that they were out door knocking is A+ in my book. I thought they were snobby, but just because they're not there to play games, do not get mad at them. Do not hate on them, because they were the ones out there grinding. I did like the fact that they brought in this scenario that Alex Hall was a single mom. She had kids. The narratives were so different from the Selling Sunset and like the Selling Tampa girls. Like Selling Tampa, those women had husbands, had families. Selling Sunset, I think for the most part, besides a couple of them, like most of them are like just married with no kids. And then I know a couple of them, like Davina and them, they're all single, like with no kids. So I really love the new narratives that they brought to the table with this. And I love how Jason said that he didn't pick everybody because they were top producing. He picked those agents for the office because everybody bought something different. Let's just review a couple of the drama situations that they had going on. First, it was the Gio versus Alex Hall. Honestly, I thought that was just petty. Like, I didn't even really understand that. And that was like the opening scene. So like at the first party, yeah, that one really didn't make sense, but I understand like the pot has to be stirred somehow and we kind of have to set the tone. But I thought Gio was kind of being like arrogant and cocky until I saw how Alex's character, was portrayed later on once we got, to like episode 4 and 5. I was like, oh, she's just a arrogant what, and I was just like, who wants to be around her? The next one was, and it was always a common denominator, the next situation was the Everybody versus Keilah, which was a really big situation, which Everybody versus Keilah was stirring in the midst of Paulie and Alex Hall versus Jarvis and Rose. And then as that started to brew, the Everybody versus Keilah was brewing. And only thing I didn't like was like, it was all these situations happening, but none of them were filmed on camera. So it was like they were coming back the next episode, like already in the middle of the situation. And so it was kind of like there was some cliffhangers that we were left with, which was kind of like, but I get it. They were like, forget all the in between, like let's get to the drama. Like we only got 30 minutes. I feel like the Everybody versus Keilah situation was there just had to be some type of plot twist. And literally that happened in episode 4. So the first 4 episodes were one way, plot twist, then the next 4 episodes like panned out totally different than how it started, which I loved. And I love how it kind of separated everybody into teams. Gio he's already in real estate, but I understand him pushing himself to, kind of be the top dog in the office. But he was right to jump on that Jarvis and Rose train, because you gotta stick with the money. You don't follow in real estate, and I kid you not, this happens in every office. You follow the money, you follow the income producing activities. When you follow the drama, that doesn't lead you into any money. So let's back up actually. So before the whole Everybody versus Keilah situation, Alex Hall and Keilah had taken on a listing together. Then the Everybody versus Keilah situation happened and Alex Hall jumped ship after that. But Keilah had already was like feeling some type of way because the whole listing agent thing. Let me be the one to tell you, if somebody brings you onto a listing, that is their listing. You are the co-listing agent. She's talking, and Alex Hall, like, just even her case, and Jason said the same thing, like, she brought you on, why would you? And then Jason said, she brought you on, why would she put, why wouldn't you be the co-listing agent? And for Alex Hall to say, well, nobody's looking for a co-listing agent, it doesn't matter. When they search your name, the property is still gonna be there. It doesn't say co-listing agent. Your name is just there, and Keilah's is too. And I was just like, the audacity of her. I mean, yeah, like once she flipped sides after the whole everybody versus Keilah situation, and she was like, oh, well, I don't think I'm gonna be okay with it because I don't like how Keilah, handled the situation. The seller is being ridiculous. The seller was being ridiculous because I can tell they were already going through the market shift because they had way more listings than they had buyers. So the market had already started to shift whenever they were recording this. And the price points that they're in are so much higher than economy level. So I can see that they had way more listings than it was taking them longer to close on properties. It was so funny because Jason's like, I want everybody to be at 2 digits. So he's even really trying to push himself to set a certain tone in the OC. There's a lot of competition, and I mean, in the OC, there's a lot of old heads. So, and when I say old heads, I mean, not everybody's old, but there's way more seasoned agents. Like Gio's mom had already been there, but you can tell she's at the point of her career where she's kind of falling back and like maybe doing investments or only working with a particular clientele. Those agents that are out there probably have already been putting in work for about 10 to 20 years, and the OC is so small in the beach cities. It's kind of like everybody knows everybody. So I can only imagine that coming in as a brand new brokerage, younger people that have never worked in the OC before, you could tell it was kind of just, it was kind of a transition for everybody. So, so I could tell that they were going through the actual market shift. So it was a lot harder for them to get buyers. But that seller was tripping. I mean, for you to come and back and say you already had got a over asking offer, but then for you to come back and say I want to go up another $350,000, that's not like just $3,500 or $3,000. Like, you were going way up and the market was shifting. But that's why they ended the season on that note, so we never really know if Keilah actually sold it. But I'm sure when we double back, it'll be like, oh, after a certain amount of time, Keilah finally had sold her first listing. But back to my original point of the Alex Hall situation, it was just like she jumped ship, and then I was just like, the audacity of her. She just ended up being a very arrogant, cocky person that at the end really didn't have any listings or anything going on. You were trying to find a buyer for that one, for the first listing that was like exclusive, the one that opened the whole season, like the season opening house. I know she was trying to find a buyer for that. And then she went to the other guy who was married and now divorced. He was so irrelevant, and I was like, that's why I don't remember his name, because he was just irrelevant. Was his name Tyler? The one that everybody was mad. And then I'm like, you're married and you're kissing everybody anyway. You're letting the girls sit on your lap. Okay, we'll circle back to that. But yeah, Alex Hall had absolutely nothing going on the entire season. And yeah, for you to get arrogant and cocky and then cop out, like Keilah was literally handing you, a plate, but the seller didn't like her anyway, so that was an irrelevant situation. I was surprised that the seller just didn't fire her. Like, I'm only taking you, not her, which most sellers have the authority, like most sellers have the right to do. Oh, the Polly versus Jarvis in the house. I mean, I don't blame Jarvis, because it's like, oh, now you need me because now you want to show my listing. And don't be mad because I'm being like, excuse my language, bitchy to you, because look how you've treated me the whole time. And for everybody to say, oh, Jarvis and Rose are bullies, Why are you guys so pressed about these girls that are hardly ever in the office? They're always working. They only show up at team meetings, and like they're out in the field producing. So it's like, how are they being cocky and arrogant? Like, I feel like y'all just had some really strong hating blood, and then when y'all got confronted about it, y'all look stupid. And like the whole last end of the boat situation, when Jarvis and Rose were trying to stick up for Keilah, and then Keilah was like in the middle and really didn't know what to do. I was like, Keilah, don't be dumb. Don't be dumb, because Alex already showed you who she was. So for you to be on the boat crying like, I only could trust you, Alex, I can't trust anybody else. Girl, next season she's gonna play you, and she's gonna show you even more of who she is. So now everybody has burnt bridges with Jarvis and Rose, but I do not blame them. I would keep it if they were giving me very much this is what Jarvis and Rose is what Kristen from Selling Sunset wanted to be, but she was getting too caught up in the drama and not focusing enough on work. That is definitely what it was. So Jarvis and Rose, they came with it. Them was my girls. I ended up loving them at the end, and I was just like they were amazing. Like, they kind of made the season. Because the way the season started, it's not how it ended, and I really, really appreciated that. And then Brandy, girl, bad representation, because I understand she's like, me and my husband are new to the OC, and I'm trying not to get caught up in drama because I have so much going on in my life. Then focus on that. Focus on your personal problems and just work, because it was taking you forever you was in the office so much, it was taking you forever to find a house for your client. The basketball guy, why are you not working? Why are you in the office so much? Like, I feel like you need to be doing showings. And yes, he was on a basketball team, and but you still should have been doing virtual tours or something. Like, I am just like, it was very much like a situation where people were trying to be seen, like get their camera time, and not in the field enough. Jarvis and Rose, heard but not seen. And it's like, that's why you guys were jealous, because you felt their impact on the office even when they weren't there. But I also feel like very much they were just creating drama. Brandy didn't know which side to fall on. She was just like, I felt like she was definitely a melting pot, and she was just being very like, because I'm in the office with these girls all the time, this is whose side I'm on. And the other girl who was irrelevant, the girl that her and Brandy were really close, and they always met for lunch. She was so irrelevant, because she was like trying to have an opinion, but girl, I was like, she must have been working as well, because she was not out in as many episodes as everybody else. But yeah, I feel like they were definitely digging for drama when the drama wasn't there, or maybe these people are just that petty. I did like the balance of the men and women. But I felt like the guys were being a little catty, for no reason. But I understand it's the season premiere. Everybody's trying to get their camera time. Everybody's trying to, make a name for themselves so they can come back next year, give the people what they want. But I definitely feel like it was situations that weren't, besides the everybody versus Keilah and the everybody versus Jarvis and Rose that portrayed by the end. I feel like other than that, everything else was petty. Alex Hall definitely tried it on several occasions. I feel like she worked, okay, whatever check she got and however much she got paid, she definitely worked for it, because sis was in something every episode. And I'm just like, you are the common denominator. Like, and then you stormed out the office during the team meeting because, everybody, you felt like you were being attacked and everybody made you uncomfortable. It was like, girl. Like, get out of here. Like, I just felt like they were definitely digging for some things that weren't really there. But hey, I always tell y'all, like, when it comes to these work reality shows, they try to give you more drama than work. But I feel like because like I said earlier, because the episodes were so much shorter, they gave you half and half. So things were just brewing way faster than they had to, like, they weren't able to put out the flames as fast because they didn't have long, like super long production time. So I feel like that was a thing. But overall, this was an amazing season of the selling series. I saw that Jason also snuck a little sunset in there, about a couple of the girls, and was like, do you know them? So yeah, I'm excited to see where this turns and how this will unfold. And I love that it was 30 minutes and it wasn't just women screaming at each other the whole time. It was like, end scene, on to the next episode. So, I'ma always come give y'all the inside scoop, but it was only 8 episodes, so maybe next season they'll probably give us like 10 episodes, because I feel like there was so many cliffhangers and so many like unfinished like situations that either hopefully we'll continue them next season, or they'll kind of fill us in on where everybody left off. Because that whole boat scene where it just ended, I was like, okay, you didn't really know where to go from there. So stay tuned. I guess we won't see that again until next fall again. So it is what it is, but it was really good to enjoy. The houses were beautiful. So yes, I will see you guys later. Let me know your comments and what you thought of the season down below. And feel free to subscribe and like this video.